All right, we ready?
No, don't snip yet. Just make like you're gonna snip.
Like we're gonna snip.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we ready for the big snip?
Get ready.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. It's open. It's open. We hand off the giant
Welcome
scissors.
to the great city of Woonsocket, John.
Thank you very much. You know, I want to thank you all for coming out here. And I said earlier before I came out how incredibly humbling it is to have such a solid representation from the Democratic Party that's supporting the campaign and supporting our ability to bring some common sense back to Washington. You know, I tell people my mom was a Democrat. And she was a registered Democrat for many, many years. And I grew up taking her nomination papers around to get her to be a Jimmy Carter delegate many years ago. And so I kind of, you know, grew up with that tradition. And my mom said to me, she's 82, she said, you know, this isn't the same Democratic Party of John F. Kennedy. It's not even the same Democratic Party of Scoop Jackson or Jimmy Carter. And it seems like that the party has, in many respects, abandoned a lot of the things that she believed in, and which is why she's an unaffiliated voter today. She couldn't quite bring herself to register Republican, but she's an unaffiliated voter. And so, you know, and I talk about bipartisanship a lot, and I think that's what people want. They want folks that'll go to Washington, work across the aisle, and solve problems. And I'll give you an example. I got a phone call from a constituent who was very, very concerned that a sex offender had moved into the neighborhood. So she naturally went to the chief of police and said, look, we'd like to, you know, find out what's going on with this, you know, sex offender. And the chief of police told her the way the Rhode Island law was written, as long as he's appealing his level of offense, he doesn't have to report. So she asked the chief of police, well, how long could it take before that appeal is up? And the answer was it could take years. So she was faced with a situation where she literally could have had a sex offender living right across the street from her for years. So we drew up a bill. I went to a Democratic prime sponsor, and that would have been Representative Edwards, one of my colleagues from North Tiverton. We went across the hall to the Senate, and we got Senator Wally Felag to be the prime sponsor on the Senate. And we closed that loophole to Megan's Law. We were able to close that loophole so that registration and that community notification would be provided. The bill passed the House, it passed the Senate, and it was signed into law by the governor. You know, I had a battalion commander who once told me it's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit for it. So we were very happy to get that done, and it provides a contrast. You know, my opponent was a defense attorney, and at the same time he was defending child molesters, he voted twice against Megan's Law, the law that requires community notification. So I think it really provides a contrast, but I think more importantly, it shows what you can get done when you work with the great colleagues that you have on both sides of the aisle, and that's what we're going to bring to Washington. And I thank you once again for coming out, and I want to recognize everybody that's here. Representative Baldelli Hunt, who I served with on committee. Representative Brian, the House champion of E-Verify. Senator Cody, the Senate champion of E-Verify. Of course, Mayor Fontaine, who is just doing a fabulous job. And I think Woonsocket's mayor for life, Mayor Baldelli, who's just been an absolutely wonderful supporter. I'm truly humbled. I'm truly grateful. Thank you very much. I love Woonsocket.
Yeah.